All right. I think we're rolling, aren't we? No. Don't see anything. Okay. Cool. All right, let me test the audio real quick, make sure that that looks good. Or the I think it's okay. Can't really tell with the music on. Yeah, I think it's okay. All right. I need to get this thing running here. So I think this is Control KC. Oop, that does it again. Control KU. Oops. Shit. Yeah. Comment, uncomment. Okay. So let me pull this out here so this makes more sense. Okay, now I need to add all the words, parse them out. So I think there are, so there's 25 words, 25 total words. So 8 go to red, 8 go to blue, that's 16, and then 8 go to neutral, that's 24, and then 1 assassin. All right. Okay. So, oh, I see there's an echo, that's annoying. Okay. The more I cough, the more people are going to think I have coronavirus. Hold on, I need to mute this real quick while I cough. All right, that's better. Okay, so 25 times I built these functions to pull out each word out of the list, put them in each team, and then make an assassin word. So here's what we're going to do. So this gets a random word. I need to make sure that this actually works. Right, quick. I didn't test it, but I assume it works. Test. Uh-oh. That's all the words. Right? It should be one word. This.word list. This.word list.length. Should only be one. And it's sending all of them. Oh, because it's expecting a parameter, maybe? No. This dot word list dot length. There's a problem here. This should be fine. I need to see. Oh, because it's not made yet. Oh, I see. Because it's not made yet in the constructor, but I guess it should be. What if I just do this like ghetto? What if I say as a hack around this dot length, or I guess dot len is fine. And then if I say, if I set after this gets assigned, I set it here. So then I say this dot len equals this dot word list dot len, which should be an integer value. And then down here, I should just be able to say times length this dot len. Yeah, okay, but that's still giving me all of them, all undefined, which isn't good. So now I need to pull out a random word. This is, let's go over here. I need to parse out an element. Well, we know the length is 25, but that's actually going to change. So that's actually not going to work. That should work. I don't understand why that. Why would it work here but not there? That doesn't make any sense. And that's all the words. This dot word list should be pulling one word, right? So like if I say this dot word list 0, oh, it does it all 25 times. I see, because of the thing. Yeah, so it's working right. It works right. Yeah, I'm stupid as hell. I see. Okay, because so like if we put this here, I don't know why this is assigned on two things. You can just assign it here and log it there. I see why. It's in the loop. If we put it here, what the fuck? Why wouldn't that work? Why would it work the other way? This dot word list. So that works. Whip, straw, port. Why can't I assign this dot word list dot length? Because I'm doing it here. Maybe if I assign it before. So maybe if I say current length, this dot word list dot length, and then I assign it as the current length. That way it pulls the value every time. Yeah, okay, that looks like it's gonna work. All right, I guess you can't, yeah, that makes sense because I'm like parsing it and checking the length at the same time. That makes sense that wouldn't work, I guess. Okay. So now I should be able to pull one. Okay. So for each one, I should be able to add it to a list. And just run it in 3 different places. So this should be if I is less than 8, right? And then just do this a few more times. 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay. And then we'll just assign it. So don't need the log. And then this is going to be if I is greater than, no, it's going to be greater than or equal to 8. And I is less than 16. So that should be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. And then this needs to be if I is greater than or equal to 16. And I is less than 24. Right? Then we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep, good. And then lastly, this only should be 1. So I don't even need it. I guess I need an if for that. So because it can't be any of the other words. So this is going to be if I is less than, sorry, greater than or equal to 24, and I is less than, I get, it's just greater than or equal to, no, because then that'll be twice, so it needs to be less than 25. Otherwise it's going to give me 2. That is less than 25, that's 1. So that looks good. Okay, so here's where we ran the word. Here's where we do it. So we get it for each of these, right? On the first 8, we're going to be putting these into the blue team words. Before we pop it. So we should say this.blueteamwords. It's push, I think. Pretty sure it's push. Add item to array. I always forget the syntax. And yeah, push. Okay, push temp. I don't know if I can reassign like that. I probably only need to assign it once, but we'll see. Blue team words, red team words, neutral words, and the assassin word. This is only 1. And then if it works, we should have 8 random blue team words. Okay, that push. Push of undefined. Fruit stop push. Oh, because they need to be an array, I guess. Right? Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 unique words. And then if we do the next set of words, so like we can even say plus. Same thing here. Red team words. And then they come up right there. That's perfect. And they're unique. None of these are going to be repeated down here. Except I see play twice. How is that possible? Screen twice. It's not getting removed. this, no, I see the problem. List of words, index of word. Remove word, temp. List of words. This should be this dot word list dot index of word. Okay, now we shouldn't have a repeat. So vacuum, Loch Ness, deck, ship, compound, screen, chest, platypus. I see Undertaker twice here. And screen here and here. So I think maybe something doesn't get, wait a minute, something's weird here. Hold on a second. By its value. Should be array.index. I see, and then index of the word, and then if index equal to -1, and splice the index. This dot okay. Now we have disease, face, dice, yard, king, tooth, slug, fair. Well, this looks right. Okay, nothing's repeated. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that looks like it's working now, and we can just make sure that everything's being assigned now. Bam. Oh. Blue team words. So I can already see it's working, but let's get it more verbose here. Neutral. And we're looking for any repeats, assassin. Okay, so now we have 24 unique words and then one assassin word, which is trip, which is exactly what we need. Now it's time to work on the next part of the logic. Good. And this can just go, what's that? Control KC. Oh, I didn't mean to comment that. Okay, that's all good. And now we can just pull them out here in the server. Heyo, what are you working on? Hey, Alan, making a multiplayer game in JavaScript. It's like a Codenames game. If you've ever seen Codenames, I guess I could pull that up. Codenames board game. It's the same game, the board game that you play, except it's going to be like multiplayer with like that anybody can play on the web. So I've already got the multiplayer aspect of it working, which is cool. Like if we open up multiple clients on the server, you can see that like you see how both characters move and both characters see each other move. So that works. I've got a working chat. If I say hi over here, this person sees it over here, so on and so forth. So the sockets are all set up. So now I'm just working on the game logic. I got all the hard stuff out of the way. All of the basics, the animation handler. I have it assigning tiles. I've already got it so that like if a player on the green, like so this is blue and this is red. So like if a player on the blue team confirms, you can see it highlights that it confirmed the word play, and then like this guy on the red team confirmed the word. So like the backbone and the hard stuff is all out of the way. So now I'm kind of just working on the finer points of the gameplay. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, right now it can actually take up to unlimited clients. So it's kind of cool. So like right now the bottleneck really is the network. So this is actually like a small game, obviously, but what it is, it's a precursor to like what I'm going to work on next. So the next idea like is the RPG sort of like multiplayer RPG type game, and this is like the precursor to that, which is why like I bought these art assets and stuff for that project, but I'm getting started small by like figuring out the chat and basic game logic and server side handling and stuff with this smaller project. So like this is done, and then my plan is to like play it with my friends, and then I'll start work on like that next larger game project. So I'm just getting some of this stuff out the way. Hope that answers that. Okay. So now we can pull that out on the server. So I have the word bank down here. New word bank, that's going to run all those functions. And then we should be able to just pull out all those same things. Word bank dot blue team neutral, and then assassin words. This word list dot length. Where's that at? Word bank. Why is that a problem? Why does this keep being a problem? But that works fine. Oh wait, because I guess I didn't save it before. Okay, cool. No, that's good. Now all of the this looks like it's coming out fine now. I don't know why this goes in straight, but the other ones go in. I guess I just got to deal with that. Same thing here. Always the second one. Maybe it's because of how I wrote it. I can't see why it matters. So 24 words, all unique, and then an assassin word. Okay. All right. Get rid of that. Get rid of all these guys. Okay, just got the single one. All right. So like another complicated problem is I have to kind of like figure this out without sending it to. Ooh, this is challenging. Okay, so like I have to send all of these words back to the client, which is this. Right now I'm just using a dummy placeholder while I figure out the server-side logic. But if I send it all back across, then the client is going to know like what the words are by just inspecting it, and then they'll be able to cheat, which I don't want. Like anybody will just be able to pull up the console here and say like, oh, what are the? I mean, obviously it's going to take some digging, but if they're smart, actually it really won't, right? Because they'll wait. Yeah, I mean, they would have to know the actual name of the object, which is like really like hidden, right? I think, for example, like if they wanted to look at it, it would be like, I guess somebody could just type in game, right? And then really like dig it out or like filter out the game words. So I kind of don't want to send them back like that through the socket. So instead what I have to do, this is kind of annoying, but I have to put, for the sake of cheating, I guess I have to put all of these words into a single array, send that back to the client, and then keep them separate on the server for like server-side validation. And I think that's the only way that this will work without them being able to cheat. So I guess we could try that. So I guess what we could do is update the word list as they go into the other arrays. So Control KC, let's put that there for now. And then back in the word bank, we'll make a new variable. We'll actually change this. This is going to be this dot initial. And then I guess this dot final word list is an empty array. And I guess we can just assign this here. We know it's going to be an array. That's fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Should be fine. Okay. I really don't like this either, that we have to do this this way. There's probably a better way to do it, but I don't really feel like doing it. Okay, this works, that's fine. So I need to change this actually. I don't know how this is working. Oh, because I'm assigning a new property. I actually don't even need to assign it up here, but you know what, that's fine. I'm just going to do it. To initial word list. Should work. Okay. The music's kind of loud. All right. And then for the, it should not be final initial, it should just be final. Whoa, this is messed up. Okay. Maybe not final, maybe like initial word list, because the final is before, so like maybe the word list that goes to the clients. What do we call that? So they can't cheat. I guess like hidden, whatever that word is, obfuscated. This dot unfamiliar, or like have on the machine. Yeah, so sort of like you see over here, right? Basically, like the way the game works is there's a 5 by 5, so you see like 5 tiles across and 5 tiles down of cards. So there's like 25 tiles, and you play the game with at least 5 people. So basically, like you'll have 2 people. Can I make a space? So like that's annoying. So I'll do it over here. I guess I gotta fix that. So 2 people on team red. Actually, you need 3 people, right? So 3 people on red, 3 people on blue, and then 1 person is the spy master. So like every round, right? Like if like you, me, and someone else are on team red, and then 3 other people are on blue, the game goes in rounds, right? So like let's say first round, like red goes first, and you say, okay, you're the spy master on this team, right? So then at that point, like in the game, I would be delegated the spy master. Now the entire board is revealed to me. So a certain number of tiles, 8 tiles, are red tiles, which we're trying to get. 8 tiles are the other team's tiles. 8 are neutral tiles, which don't do anything, and 1 is an assassin tile. And if your team guesses that tile, you guys lose. And so you can kind of see like all of the words. They're kind of like the same, right? Like I guess like Hollywood screenplay. Those are all kind of acting words. So like, let's say I'm delivering, you're delivering a word that's not any of these words to your team, and they're trying to guess the words for the team, right? So like, let's say I have Hollywood and screen, but not play. Let's say play belongs to the other team, right? So I would tell my team like actor for 2, okay? And they go, well, there's screen and play. So they guess screen, which is correct, but then they guess play, which is the other team's, right? So then we lose a point. Versus if they got both of these, then this would be ours. And then some of these words are assassin words, and if they guess that on accident, then we lose. But my point is that, for what I'm talking about, is that we only want the spy master to know whose words are whose. And like the folks I'm going to play this with probably aren't going to like go into the console and cheat and find the words, but it's good practice because like even though I'm doing it for this game, when I work on the next game that like other people will play, I don't want them to be able to go into the console, for example, and pull information down that is only going to be server side. And that's why I have to deal with this. So they need to be able to get all the words on the tiles, just like this, all 25 words, without knowing which ones are their teams, which ones are the other teams, and which one will end the game. So hopefully that helps. If that's not clear, I can send you the rules of the game, and that might make more sense. It's not that complicated. Maybe I'm not that good at explaining it. Okay. And I need to figure out why I can't make a space in here. That's really annoying. That's not going to work. Maybe in this little thing that I set up over here. Is my space is working, so I don't know. In this form, you can't, like, why? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense. Is that just like a browser thing? 8,000. No space there either. Why no space? It's a form, right? Input, HTML input, not allowing space. Dude, like people still have like jQuery as top answers on Stack. Like, that's silly. A constraint validation, prevent. So that makes sense. Like they're trying to prevent. So I needed to specify an input type. So maybe if I say input type equals text, maybe it defaults to email by default. Let's find out. Nope, still can't make a space. I don't think I have a rule for that. Event container, list style, display flip. None of that should matter. Chat wrapper. Let's make sure that that's not what's interfering with it. Oh, stupid. Input type equals text. I thought I put that. Type equals text. ID equals chat. And the autocomplete I turned off because that was getting annoying. Like, this is another jQuery fix. Is this just like a known thing? Is this not like, it's a server side? I don't think so. I'm just sending it back. I'm not doing anything else with it. Function data. Chat message. No, I'm not. That doesn't make any sense. It's not that important. It's definitely something I can fix later, I'm sure. This is so weird. I don't even remember having this particular issue, so I must have done something recently. Oh well, I'll fix that later. I don't have a to-do running, but I guess I need to fix this, wherever that input is. lots of question marks because I have no idea why that's the case. Okay, so back in the word bank module, as I'm creating these word lists, I don't need the entire switch, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'll just push it all on. I also push it onto the final list. I guess what we call this. Need to name it something. Let's go into the client. I guess we just call this word list because it's not specific. That's fine. This dot word list. That's what it is. That's where it's going. And then so we're going to send all these to the client as well. And we're going to send this list to the client, and they won't know. And then we can just do some matching, some positive matching on the server to see if it's the right one. So positive matching. So now we should have an array with 25 words in it called word list. And we can check that on the server. And these should be completely unique. And the idea is we'll send the word list to the client. They will have no idea that they're anything but words, and they won't be able to cheat. And all of the validation is going to happen on the server by matching these against that initial word list. So let me just check real quick. So if I log word bank dot word list, I should get just an array of 25 words undefined. Why? But then, so is it because once it's pushed onto the first array, it can't be pushed onto a second array? That's not, there's no way that's why. Let's see here. So like this should still be working, right? KU. Okay, so that still works. Now I'm getting confused. Because that looks like it works now. It does. Oh, the other file wasn't saved. That's stupid. Wait, no, undefined. How does that make any sense? No, that works. Yeah, I think maybe it just wasn't saved. Because there's the whole list, right? And then if we also uncomment these, yeah, I guess it wasn't saved. So KU. So now, like we know because we can say full word list, and then these will all be the words. And we know that if we go here. Oops, I saved it. Yeah, so as we can see, the full word list is up here. And then we can also see like which words got assigned to which teams here. And then the death word in this case is just nut. Okay, that was like scaring me for a second. That didn't make any sense. All right, so the word list is what we're going to send to the client to populate the game map. And it's going to be different every time. So I guess what's hard about this, I guess I can just do it when the server starts. Because I don't want it to, you know what, I have to do this the right way. And I'm just going to make it so that, like, I'm going to make a game button and then just do it like that. Because that's the right way to do it. Start new game. Does it not go? Am I like, oh, I see it down there. Okay, I'll put it in the wrapper. Okay, so now we shouldn't populate this at all. And what we're going to do is make it so that it populates when a new game is started. And if a player looks up that word list, they will have no idea which words belong to which team, and also which word will. It will literally not. They won't be able to look it up in the console. Granted, I will be able to look it up because I programmed in a special little debug mode that will return any object off the server. But of course, by removing the debug flag up here, when the game ships, when I decide to give it to people, they won't be able to use this little slash command. And the slash command is pretty nifty, actually. All it does is eval data on the server. And if you don't know what eval is, it's just a little expression, or just a little function in JavaScript that gives you exactly what you ask for. So. All right. So this is the next to do. I think I have it already right here. Pretty simple, actually. Hold on, connect. This is right here. Player movement chat, eval server. These are all player movement stuff. Submit word. I guess I'll put it below disconnect for now. Okay, on a new game request, not a sockets in the word list. So this will be sockets.on. I think we called that new game. Function. I don't think it's going to take any data in, so it could just be a blank function. And that's going to start the game. So we're going to return, and how does it return? It would need to, every player would need to be in the game. So it has to store in the client. No. Because like it, otherwise we have to send it to each player that connects. That's actually fine to do, but then it happens right away for now. So I think I'm just going to take this out of here for right now, and then just send it to the socket when they connect. And then I've also made like a little admin page back here that I'm working on, called settings. So like, and the idea is like me or whoever's running the game will be able to go back here and control all the game stuff, which is ideal. Okay. So I commented that out. That's good. And what we'll do is we'll just send the client the word list when they connect. That's it. That seems like the easiest way. Okay, and then like the admin can change the other stuff from the back end. Yeah. So socket on connect. This is where we're going to send it to them. New player, event message. I'm going to send it here, send vanilla word list. And this is going to, so we'll just give it to the socket that connects. Socket.emit. and then this is going to be word list. And the data that we're going to pass here is wordbank.wordlist, which is an array. Right? So then we have to catch it on the other side. So so I don't forget what this is called. It's called wordlist. So over here, when this gets created now, on the create method, one of the first things that we're going to do is generate the word list. Get the word list from the server. So this .socket.on word list, and it's a function that takes in the data parameter, and then here we can assign the word list. So right now you can see it's just a local, but I'm going to make it a global variable and then reassign it. So this is code 1, erase after testing. I'm erasing. And then now this becomes, I guess it can just be overwritten later in the client if like a new game starts or something. I'll figure it out later. I do need to do it better though, after the fact. This is going to be holds word list. Is that already taken? Oh, okay. This is why it's bad to use global variables instead of functions, by the way, but that's okay. So now we have to all we do is just replace this down to word list. And we also have to add it to that. So then all we do is set word list is equal to def. And then we're already populating it. So now, in theory, I don't know why I'm like leading up to this. I know I'm going to restart it and it's going to be broken, but in theory I should be able to save this, restart the game, and down here we should have 25 new tiles. We know shit. Why not? Full word list. I'm sure it's just a misspelling or something. Oh my god, no. Wordbank.wordlist emits to that socket wordbank.wordlist, and then down here, oops, not down here, up here. Let's see if it's getting the word list in general, right? You know what? Let's see. Yeah, so there's the words that we're looking for, 25 words. So it's getting them. So, oh, I don't think you can set to an array like that in JavaScript. I think I either have to push each one, right? You can't just like copy the array. Is that a thing? Is that a thing in JavaScript? Does anybody know? Let me look here. Like, because we can test this, right? Like var list equals. Hey, John. We're stream switching today. I was watching you. Like, I got inspired watching you do amazing things. So now I'm over here. Like, basically, watching your stream is like coding best practices, and then if you tune in here, that's like coding worst practices. So that's the whole point. Coding worst practices. Okay. So then if you have something called var list2 undefined, now can I just assign list2 to be equal to list? And then now if now list2 is list1? Because if so, then what's the problem? Is the problem, yeah, so you can just assign it. So like, is the problem that I didn't save it? I don't understand. That's a global variable. I might have to do it in the thing. No, man, you're great. Honestly, I love watching you stream. I try to catch it every time it's on. Seriously, you're way smarter than me, man. You're building this stuff. I'm just using libraries. Okay. So I think maybe if we set it down here, that might be the way. This dot word list. And then what if I set it here? And then I call for it again down here. Oh, maybe that's why. Let's see. No, cannot read properties 0 undefined. On 99, doesn't like this. And we're no longer testing this dot word list I. Okay, well let's see. So it seems like it doesn't want to like copy it over like that. So what if I do this? What if I do this? What if I do this? What if I just do like a for loop and pop it on in there? This is going to be I is less than data.length. And then here, we push it, this dot word list dot push, and then that's going to push the array in there 25 times. It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even seem like it works. Performance review work. Yeah, it's always hard to like write about yourself. You know, you got to find like, it feels like you have to find a happy medium between like not being a huge like bragging, thinking you're awesome, and then like, but also not short selling yourself. So it's like a happy medium. But what I will say is nobody cares about your career more than you do. So one thing I learned in the military, it was like, because you had to write your own performance evaluation a lot, pretty much all the time. And it was like, somebody told me like put fives, the scale, like the ranking was 1 to 5, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. And like one of my old mentors was like, put 5 on that shit all the way down every single time. And I was like, why? And he's like, let somebody else mark you down. Like, don't mark yourself down. If you mark yourself a 5, the worst, you know what I mean? Then they're going to go from 4 down. But if you give yourself a 4, like you're never going to get a 5. No one's going to mark you up. So that's pretty much what I do now. So I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on here. The data is getting passed. Yeah. Wait, it's not getting saved, dude, is what the problem is. Because look, now this is coming in 25 times. So that's like not going to work. The whole array is coming in. It's just not reassigning. So I need to fix this in a second. Exactly. Well, you're on top of shit. But I did want to show you this actually. As soon as I get this word list up, actually what all this is doing, because you might not have seen it. In fact, I can do it now without the words coming in, I guess. But so I've already got motherfucker. $98. Yeah, let's not worry about this for right now, dude. Oops, that's KC. Yeah. So, dude, I already did like the hardest part, at least for this, at least what I think to be the hardest part. So, like getting the WebSockets up and running and like multiple players working. So, one of the hardest things to do is get like other players to work on each other's screens and like animate stuff. You know what I mean? So, like the whole point of this is getting all this stuff working for when it's time to like make like a PvP or MMO type game. So, like, and this works right now for unlimited clients, like on localhost. I think the bottleneck, it would take a long time to get there. But I mean, like in theory, it could take as many players, I guess, as I can load on the screen. And of course, they can all have like different avatars and whatnot. And then like, even if players are moving simultaneously, I'm only one person, so I can't do it. But there's like virtually no lag. And then so like for my purposes, obviously the bottleneck is going to be the network. At some point, I don't know how many players it's going to be able to take. I'm going to have to do some testing. But I would like to get it to the point where like start hitting the bottleneck where the network's not a problem, and then like I have to optimize the library and stuff. So that's kind of cool. That's actually like not that trivial to do. This game is Codenames, which I think I linked it earlier. It's just a board game where you have like 25 tiles, and it'll be like a game that I can play with friends or whoever, and that's what this is. But what this is like the proof of concept and the backbone for like that multiplayer RPG game. I think I told you about it actually, like that I want to work on for a few years, and getting some of this like network code, this multiplayer network code stuff, and like server client side, server authority stuff out of the way, I really think is a big deal. And this little small project is going to really help for when it's time to work on that big project. Because that's the stuff like I didn't know. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know like really how to use sockets in like a multiplayer game that well, and make it like super easy cross-platform, because I didn't want to like make a client that like people are going to have to download and stuff. Like I want people to just be able to go to a web browser like this other game, like something like this, like just open a web browser. This is another game I made. But I mean, single player games aren't that hard to make in a web browser, but like ideally, I want somebody to just be able to go into their web browser and, you know, play the game. Like and that stuff I do know, like setting up the page for that, like a database, a login server, stuff like that. So where like they can save their character's progress. But the idea is they'll be able to play from any machine or like mobile device or whatever they want to use without having to install anything. They essentially just go to a URL, you know, sort of like a RuneScape or something like that. Probably not that level of like depth or fidelity, but something like that is like the idea. Okay. So I need to fix the damn word list. So I don't understand. This is being, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Am I not reassigning it correctly? Something's weird here. Also, we're going to set up and sign ID. Thanks, John. It means a lot coming from you. It really does. Okay. So I know it's coming across when the socket connects because we can log it here. So I'm obviously just assigning it incorrectly, because there's the list right there, the vanilla list coming right on through. I think right before you came to, I set it up so like they get the full list that are going to go on the tiles, but then I actually already set it up to where like it gets assigned in this class I set up, it gets assigned to like the different teams, and it's all going to be handled on the server, which is again like this, the purpose of this project is setting that sort of stuff up so like people can't cheat. Like they can't just like console log and inspect the object and see which words belong to which teams. It's all handled on the server. and all the client's essentially going to do is send the word, and then the server's going to decide like, okay, whose teams it's on, who gets the points, all that stuff. That's the idea. Okay, so it's obviously coming over. So maybe I need to say this dot word list. Can I just assign it as an array here, and then say this dot word list equals this dot data? Oops, not just data. No. Console. Something's wrong with the assignment, and it's just like my despicable lack of JavaScript knowledge, I guess. So like, yeah, look, like it's not even coming out in the array there. Even if we make this like a global variable, right? Which is what I'm not understanding, I guess. Fair word list. Maybe if I call it something else. Am I already using word list somehow? Aside from here. It's coming through. So like I tested it in the console. The array should just copy over, and it's not. So like I'm not really understanding. We know it's coming through as an array, and I should just be able to like put that array in this array, and it's not. So I don't understand. Undefined. Wordless equal. Oh, is it? Dude, it's gonna take reassignment, isn't it? Var temp equals data, and then equals data equals temp. If that works, I'm gonna smite the JavaScript gods, dude. No, undefined. Okay, I thought so. Like we should just be able to put this variable in the other variable. I don't understand here. Data. Like this comes through as an array, and I don't understand. Do we have to return it? What are we doing here? Like, what if I make it into a function that gets hoisted? Like this seems unnecessary. Oh, wait a minute. I know, I'm so stupid. Wait, no, it's already in a function. I'm so confused how it comes through there, but won't reassign. So there it is. It comes through. "25 words in the array. I feel like we have to copy it over. Oh, so stupid ES6. So I guess for some reason that works, but I guess you can't reassign an array. It will only copy the reference to the original array and not the value of the array. Dude, like JS is so, I fucking hate this shit, man. You should just be able to copy it with that. So I guess now we do it with this stupid spread operator like this. So now we say dude, if this works, I'm gonna freak out, honestly. Okay, we still don't have it, but word list equals data, and word list is here. So what's going on here? clone sheeps. Oh, wait, it says, I took the first thing, clone an array. This isn't a multi-dimensional array. Like, I don't know, I'm so confused. Equals, there's the spread operator and data. Maybe it doesn't get assigned as an array up here. Oops. Undefined. Yeah, it doesn't work. But we know it comes in. So I guess I just need to figure out how to copy this array over. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. I think in like any other language, like I understand I'm not using the same thing. Like it's not C, I'm not pointing to the same data in memory. But this, like I was hoping that I could just copy the value. Wait a minute. Is it? This is still not the right thing. Undefined. This seems like the most trivial task. Numbers copy. So like according to this, as data comes through, it already comes in as an array. So maybe because we receive it from a socket, it doesn't like that. Property 0, that's the later thing, that's fine. I guess we can try like the for loop thing. Does it know the data.length? Because then if not, that's going to be an even bigger problem. I'm thinking it's not coming through as an array, and that might be a problem, but we're going to see right now. So console.log data.length. And if that is 25, then we'll be in business. Okay. So it does know. It does know it's an array, and it does know how long it is. So I guess we can just do it one by one, which is fine, actually. Then I shouldn't have a problem parsing this. KU. So this is going to be I is less than data.length. And this becomes I already set the word list as an array here. Empty array. And then here I set data word list. Like that. And so it should just copy that one by one. Null value 25 times. But I can log the data. Holy shit, dude. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, what if I push it? 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 Word list.push data I. Oh, okay. So we got it now. That's it. So that's the word list down here. That is so stupid. That should work, and it doesn't. Like, that's a lot harder than it should be. You should just be able to copy that over. I shouldn't have to do this. Okay, so that definitely works because this is the word list down here, and that's exactly how we want it. So I think that's fine. And then now word list I. So why isn't it going on there now? I think it has something to do with when it loads. It's not loading like after the fact because it's definitely coming through. And maybe so, but then the text should be like getting added down here. Right here, word list. Is it because it thinks it's local? It's a local variable? No, right? It's a global one. Let's try. Let's try this. See if we can like make it in the object, and then like the worst thing we do is like this dot word list equals an empty array. And then we can put this dot word list. And then down here we say this dot push of undefined. So I think that might be the problem. So I think we could say self, and then down here we say the same thing. No. So $25 undefined. But it works there. Why would it work there but not here? So confused. Here it gets pushed onto this. Here it spits out exactly what we want. And then down here, oh, wait. Yeah, it doesn't do shit. Word list. What the fuck? So like, I can even, if I log it up here, it works. Fine. And this is like, man, this is like a JS scoping problem now. So works here, but not here. Wait a minute. Yeah, self.wordList I. So like in theory, this should make them all the same word. And it doesn't. Why can't I access this property in here? That doesn't make any sense. But everywhere else it works fine. So like I have the array up here and I have the array down there, but not in the loop. Is it because I'm using oh my God. I don't think that should matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This word list. Here, is it going to be like a, oh my God, I have a bad feeling about this. It's an object. It's not an array. It is an array. So what the fuck, Chuck? I think I see the problem. Okay, just chill out a second here. Console log this word list. How do I get this property here? It says 0. This word list dot 0. No. This word list 0. Undefined. How? How? Word list works, but not this word list 0. But there, it says it's an array. At least it's writing now. Object, 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 object. Is there like a caching problem or something? Like what the hell is going on here? I feel like I'm doing this right. Like, I'm not really understanding here. Okay. Now this thing doesn't work again? No. Okay. This is so weird. Undefined. Oh, maybe self. undefined. I don't get it. I don't get why that's a thing. How is it undefined this way? That's an array. Has everything we need. Oh my god, do I have to like say dot values 0? No. Even though the thing I'm trying to access is right there. Is it because it's a string? Like what the fuck? Print value in array. JS. For each. This is so weird. How do I check a type in JS? Is it just type? Type of? Type? What's the JS word for that? It's like type of string. Type of object? Then why would it say array? I thought that looked like an object. Okay. Which is like not what we want, but then we can't push it. So now it's saying it isn't. Oh my god, this is so confusing. It should be an array. This is, okay, so I think this is why, though, we should use the global variable instead of trying to attach to the object. So let's try this again. Var word list gets, this is an array here. We don't need to reassign it here. Word list.push, and then we're just going to say word list here and word list here. It's still an object. Is it an object? It must be an object because of the way it comes in here in the socket. Maybe it has to be an object. But at least I think that we can access its properties now that we know it's an object. Print each property of object. So we should just be able to say for each property element. Oh, this is all jacked up. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is really starting to piss me off. So just going back to this real quick, just to be clear, this is an object. And like, is it because it gets converted? Like when it's a sum, here, hold on, what if I do this? Undefined, undefined. But if I make it an array, it's not undefined. Now they're arrays. It just says 0. And then like it gives me array functions to use. This is the length is 0. Oh no, like length should be 25. It's 0. Man, I don't know. I don't think this this for loop to copy the array is like the right thing to do. like stuck on this stupid thing. Yeah, I think it's like coming through. I guess why don't we just test that first? Because maybe I'm confused on like the data structure, and like that's the problem. Because I thought I was getting an array, and maybe when sockets are passed, like it has to be an object. And that's fine. If it has to be an object, I can just catch it as such. But this is the struggle. So console.log, and this is going to be type of data. And if this is an object, then we're just going to assign it as an object. It is. Okay, that's fine. Then we're not going to assign it as an array. We're going to assign it as an object. Hello, sir. Welcome. Dude, I know who y'all are. You and I were in John's stream earlier, man. I'm always excited to see folks from the John community up in here, man. Tight knit little family. You can watch coding worst practices here. Right now, I just realized that this socket that I'm catching is an object and not an array, and I've been fighting with that. But now that I know it's an object, we should just be able to copy an object over. So I think we can just assign it like the way that I was trying to do it before. I'm pretty sure. So we don't need the for loop. Now we know this is all, like, I guess all data that comes through a socket is an object. Unless I'm like screwing something up on the server. Maybe because, what if I don't even know why I'm trying to do that. I guess it is an object here. And maybe that's the problem. But it's fine, I'll just catch it as an object. So I think I can just use object.assign. Not that. And I think I can just say word list from data. And then down here we should be able to console log word list. And we get the object as expected. Excellent. Okay, so now when we iterate down here, instead of test, we just iterate through the object's keys. Just like this, actually. I think we just do I think we can just access it. And I'm pretty sure we can't do it like an array, but I know, yeah, so we can't do it like that. But we should just be able to do like the index of the first key. Get value by object key. Object values. Stupid word list. Or is it objects.values? Yeah. But no length in there, and I think that's what was happening before. So, like, I did it down here earlier. I think I wrote a function on the server for it. I think I can rewrite this here somehow. Object.keys in the word list object for each. can it be done like this? I feel like I need to know the key value that I'm looking for more explicitly, but the good news is that I do. But I kind of just want to know. Accessing the keys in the array, the key values. At least I know what I'm looking for now. Okay, let's see here. I need to iterate through object values JS entries. Key value of object entries word list. I don't see any of that. That doesn't look like that works, does it? Still nothing. That's the object. And now the object's, dude, holy shit. Oh, stupid. That probably was working. I just had this stupid thing up here. Okay, so that works, that assignment up here. And let's try this here. That goes null. So it's getting copied correctly, right? Property path. It's not an array, it's an object. How do I print the first item in an object? Oh, because I assign it as an object up here. Let's try this. Undefined. This shit is crazy. I've been stuck on this for far too long. It's like Mozilla docs suck ass, man. There's like 900,000 ways to do the same thing. It's crazy. Let's change this back to the object. Back when it was wordless data. And then try to see something here. So that's what we want. And then values. Undefined. Like anytime I try to do anything with, if I just leave it as the object, it's fine, but I can't do it. And it says here that you should, oh, I guess I have to reassign it here. Object.values. Okay, so let's just try what they say. Const test values. Now I have an array that's blank. Like, what are we doing here, man? It's not the expected output. We should get this. What if we do this? And then we try to log, because we already have the list up here. Let's just see what we do reassigning it. And then we log word list. Undefined. So we know we can catch it and reassign it, but then when we try to do anything with it, we lose like the value for something. I'm assigning a global variable called word list, and then I copy it here, copy data into word list, and then I log word list. And when I log it, I have the object with the values that I want. Okay, so how to access those values? Like this should be trivial. Dot value 0 or 0 dot value. Or does it come over the same exact way like that it did? I think the problem is the assignment in the server. Like I created this in a class, but that's an array. And I think if we look at it here, I think if we looked at it on the server, it would also be an array, no? Type of wordbank.wordlist. undefined. So I guess that's the problem. Oh, it's the wrong type of object. So I guess the entire problem is how it's assigned. This isn't an array. Or once it's put into an object's constructor. So yeah, I guess once you create an object out of a class, all its members are objects, even though when they were assigned, they were arrays. I think that, I don't know if that's like a Node thing or a JS thing or what, like maybe because once it's exported, it's pretty annoying. There's probably a function to convert an object to an array, right? Convert, and I'll just do that on the server, object to array. Object keys for the person. So we know that's an object, and then so if we say this is going to be object keys word bank.wordList, and then console.log property names. Okay, those are the keys. Now I need the values. Oh, values. Okay, those are the values. So what if I just stuff this into why wouldn't I just do this on the other side then? And just keep it as an object here. That way it like keeps the complexity tight. Let's try that. This can just comment, oops. And then over here, why don't we just get crazy? Object values of data. And here we just chuck it into the array. That's word list. Pull that out. This is not const. This becomes word list. And then we log it, C. And now we have an array length of 0 with no values. It still comes over as an object, right? Oh, I know why. Wait, yeah. It is coming over as an object, but that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. I guess, but we can just convert it on the server because we know that it'll change here. So we'll just send word array, and I'll fix it later. And then I think we can just assign it or something. Console.log data. And then type of is what? Like, please be an array. Object. So I guess it has to come over as an object, because on the server, it is an array, right? Type of. Oh no, it's an object. I'm like, I must be losing my mind here. What are we doing here? It's always an object. I thought it converted. Object.values. This says it's a type conversion, but it's not, is it? JavaScript tutorial.net. This isn't a true conversion. This is the problem with working with JavaScript. I blame myself for like lack of knowledge, but in general, there's like, this isn't a typecast. This is convert. This isn't converting. This is just outputting it in a different way, because we do exactly what he says to do here. Oh wait. Yeah, wordbank.wordList. And then like if we output it, it gets the expected output, but it's not what he says it is. Word array, sorry. So we get the expected output here, which looks like an array, like this guy says, but it's not converted. Or entries. Yeah, this gives both. Now we have a multi-dimensional array, which is even worse. Okay, so I should just be able to look at the object.values then. That's fine with this. Wordbank.wordList. Send that over. And then here in the game, catch it. Log data, type of data. Log data, got that, and that's an object. And now we should be able to console.log. So we should be able to assign this. Just copy it over. I don't think you can copy an object like this, but I just want to see something. Yeah, you can't copy it like that, but you can do that stupid assign thing, which I already forgot. Object.assign. And now we should have the object populated. We do. And now, so we should be able to just do the same thing that we did on the server with the values. Object.values. To get the array. And we don't. Oh my God. Yeah, it doesn't work. Or this has to be assigned. No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be assigned there because I can print it just like this. Object prints fine. But I can't do anything with it. Anytime I try to do anything with it, it gives me the finger. We know this is an object. Object. So where the fuck are its values, man? I don't know why I'm still looking at this incorrect page. Wait a minute. Want to become a better front-end developer? Yes. Const key in user. Objects and properties from the prototypes. Don't want that. Has on property. Want the value. Want the value. Let's try this. Everybody wants to teach me, but it's not working. Word list for each val. Where does val come from? But like, look at this demo here. There's no value. So like where's like the val? Val is console.log val. Like, that doesn't make any sense here. There's no logging, my friend. Object.entries should give both. I should just be able to log this. It's like pretty confusing actually. And like I can't log the entries. It's like something's weird, man. Should they iterate? I think none of this has ever worked. This is word list. Nothing. Don't even get a log. I just feel like I was better off trying to do it as the initial array. So I'm just like going to go back to trying to do this the way that I would do it. But we know it comes across as an object now, so like that doesn't make much sense, does it? but it's not iterating over the objects. This is like such a simple problem, man. We know it's making it across, and we know it is type of type object. Oh wait, now it didn't make it this time. Does it like sometimes not make it? Is it yeah, it's like unreliable. I guess it depends on when the socket sends it over. This will have to be wrapped in a promise so that doesn't happen. Because we can't have it returning null sometimes. That'll break the game for people. But like, okay, I guess the prototype of array gets chucked in there because it's like, why does it get prototype functions? Oh, it gets object prototypes too. It gets array and object prototypes. Oh, there's two, so it sends the array, and then it also sends object. I think I found the problem, actually. And I think it's how it gets assigned. I think the problem's here. I shouldn't send it like this. Word, this is going to be like word array. And then up here, I should try to convert it. Const word array equals word bank dot word list. So same thing. It gets, so it looks like that looks like an array, but then it also looks like an yeah, it is. So that's an array. And that's why we're getting two prototypes. It's sending an object and an array of an object. So like one easy fix, but not the right fix, is to make this not a class and make this not be an object. But if I can simply convert this to a true array on the server, then I don't have to worry about it, right? So this is, what was that stupid thing? Object.entries, object.values. And now I'm still getting both, but null. I guess we should fix this here first. Undefined. What was that? Object.values. Like screw this idiot that is using the emojis, man. God. Type error for constant items. This is so bad. I need to convert the for object to the array. Convert it. Object keys, object values. Okay. I guess it didn't save and needed a kick. Okay. But the problem is this isn't a true conversion because if we do type of word array, like we've been doing for the last hour, it's still an object. I need a true conversion. It's got to be possible. Oh my God, these people with the emojis are killing me. I don't want the keys. I need the values. This. She says it's the same thing. ES 2017 gives you the array, but it's not an array, it's an object. It says type of word array, so like, and you don't get, I don't understand. Destructuring. What if I destructure it myself, right? What if I say object array? So like word bank dot word list for each. Just want the value. And then log the value. Is JS your main language? No. No. I'd consider JavaScript my worst language by far. Mainly because, like, for example, something as simple as like turning an object property or like an object member that's getting returned as an array, which is actually type object, converting that to a straight array, like a type conversion, should be a lot more straightforward. I shouldn't have to read 5 blogs and try 20 different things for that to work, right? Like in C, in Python and any other language, you just typecast anything, an integer to a string to integer, an array to a list, a tuple. Like this is madness here. I'm sitting here fighting with this because it's not the type it expects. I need to turn. So here in this class, I create an array, and then I push all these different things onto the array. Like in the constructor itself, I have to fix this first because I have a feeling it doesn't matter. The point is I should be able to convert this without issue. JS is an overextended language, a huge issue. Yeah, like my problem with it is that like it has. I mean, it was made in 10 days or whatever, right? And like so, it's like so fast moving that like for example, like looking up some of the stuff earlier in this video, like half of the Stack Overflow answers are still jQuery based. And I mean, jQuery is so far depreciated and unused that's unusable and stuff. And like, this isn't a hard problem that I'm trying to solve. I mean, if you look, I have like a working server, client, working sockets, everything else. And my problem is that I want to send an array from the server to the client without it being an object. And like that that should be trivial. It shouldn't matter. I should be able to send it as an object and catch it on the client and then turn it into an array and change it back and do all this stuff. Like, I don't understand like why there's not a straightforward answer. Convert object into array.js. Here I am on my like 5th like blog post. You know what I mean? I want to convert an object like this into, that's a multi-dimensional array. Don't want that. You know what I mean? Object keys and map to do this. Like, really? Really? Holy shit, man. Yeah, exactly. Just like I was saying, in C, you can typecast a struct into a char array. You can typecast anything. You know what I mean? And most programming languages are like that. Like, this is way more complicated than it needs to be. And now I'm like so far gone that I don't even know like what's going on anymore. Right? This creates object of word bank. This sends word bank dot word list. I understand that this is a member of the word bank, a new object that I created, right? I created an object here, new word bank. I send word bank dot word list. Okay, that's fine, right? So then if I catch it over here and we look at it, we look at it on the client, okay, we see I've caught now an array, unless that's just like bad logging. Like if we look at it in a different browser, is that the same thing? Yeah. So like this, okay, this is what I'm talking about, dude. So look at this, look at this, okay? So in Chrome, it gives me of type array, and then it also, this is an object, these are object properties. And it says that the prototype is array. But then when I look at type of, it says object, right? And then if I pull this up in browser, the very same code, it says of type array. But it's not an array. It's an object. You know why? Because if we look at the type of, it says object. Like, that's madness. What the hell are we doing? And even it says it's an array. Like, these guys drive me crazy. Okay, so that's fine. Like, let's say I'm willing to work with that, right? So I go, okay, it's an object, or yeah, it's an object. It's not an array. We know it's an object because when I look at the type of, it says it's an object. Okay. Okay. So then I assign it to another object, right? This is the code to assign an object. You put in the target and you put in the source. So it gets assigned to word list. Okay? And then if I log word list to see if it got assigned, it says it has. It says it has. Okay? This is now being logged outside of the scope, right? We've already caught it. We've already caught it in the socket. It got assigned to word list, and now we're looking at it here. This is exactly what we're looking at, this object. And we know it's an object. Like, it's not even pretending to be an array anymore. We know it's an object. It says, hi, I know I'm an object. I only have the prototype of an object, not an array. It knows, right? And we can even like typecast this, and it'll tell it, or not typecast, I'm sorry, but check the type of, and it's going to say I'm of type object, right? Just like it's supposed to. I'm of type object. Great. Great. Now let's try to perform any sort of operation on that object, and I can't. Like, you tell me. You tell me how that makes any sense. I can't access any of these, not the values, not the keys. Like, this shit is crazy. We'll try this. This is like blog number 5 today. For const item of object entries in word list. Right? Doesn't matter. Just making sure. Items.map, items for each item, const items and items for in I don't want entries, I want values. And word list. And to log it. That's it, man. That's what I would like to do. and then like no. So again, we have the object. It's of type object, that's that line. But then this for loop does not work. It doesn't show up at all. I don't, like, that doesn't make any sense. So I can't work on my own object. Or this is probably outdated. Like, let's go to the next one. Loop over object properties. I need to iterate through object values. For in. This guy says to do the same thing. Const property in object. Okay. For const property in object, right? This is the object. We know it's an object. I feel this. You must be a developer. Yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I've never like looked at a piece of code that is obviously the same thing, like where we know we have an object, and then it says it's not. I can't even like access it is what's crazy. It's weird that like two different browsers, like this browser, it says, oh yeah, where the hell is this thing? This browser says, oh yeah, we're an object. This browser says, oh yeah, we're an array. And if I pull up, oh, now it says an object because we type converted. But before I explicitly converted it with that other thing, it said array. You guys saw it. It's on video. So copy object. Let's see what Firefox says this is. Skyscraper. Copy object in Firefox says skyscraper. Copy object. Skyscraper. That's not the object, man. That's the value. That's the value of the object. Like, what are we doing here? Holy shit. This is crazy. Object. Of type object. Okay, so how to access an object's property in JavaScript. You have to read 20 blog posts. Like what the fuck? I shouldn't even check W3 schools. Object.property name or object property name. So according to this, I should be able to say word list, and then in here, in quotes, 0, because that's the key. Doesn't work. Oh, that's a typo. That's my fault. That's my bad. Object undefined. Okay, so that's not right, obviously, because the key is 0. And we should be seeing novel as the first property in this case. And we don't. We just see object. Even Lua isn't this whack. Dude, that's the truth. And Lua is my second least favorite language. This is crazy. Like, I don't know how you can tell me you're a data structure and then not take any handlers. Okay, so like none of these work. What if I just send no, because if I send the whole object to the player, then they can cheat, which is the whole point, the whole reason that I'm doing this. Like the workaround, there's some workarounds to it, but it like defeats the purpose. You know, I can send this, so like this is an object. I can send the entire object to the player, but that defeats the purpose. What I should do is reassign it here. word list. Which I guess is of type object. Let's send that to the player. And then let's see what happens on the client. Okay, so it sends it, says it's an object, and then can't perform any operations on it. Like why not? Why not? Is that not the right way to copy an object? It seems like it, because when I log it out, it seems like it gets assigned here like it's supposed to. Like, this is my problem, is like I have to step through everything to like double check, because in JavaScript it says like this is what it is, but then like, are you sure? Like I have to like double check the stuff that should be known. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to double check shit and see if it says it's an integer, or it says it's a float, or it says it's whatever it is. You don't have to like double check to make sure. Here, I'm having to look at it and be like, okay, like, because before it said it was an array, and now we obviously know it's an object, and when we check type of, it says it's an object. Like, okay, so why can't I perform object operations on it? Like, why can't I look at the first key in this object if it's an object? Or the first value in this object? Like, and what's weirder is like, it logs it. It logs it in the console. Yeah, typecasting, I mean, just in general, right? Like, I can log the object out to the console, but then I can't perform any operations on it. If I say copy property path, it says 0, right? Well, in that case, I should be able to say word list 0, right? No, undefined, but it's an object. Like, that is crazy, my dude. I don't even know what to do about that. Like, this doesn't seem right. I'm sure it's me. I just don't know. Like, I just don't know why. I'm getting pissed. Got to go through 9 more tutorials before you can use a JavaScript object. Object.property. Like, no, we can't do that. Wordlist.0 is undefined. Doesn't even like it. Is the problem that the keys are integers? It shouldn't matter. It's like, this is so crazy. Okay, so like we won't even mess with the client, right? We can stay on the server before it ever gets sent to the client. Okay? And we'll check it. I changed it to word list from word array because it's not actually a word array, it's a list. So word list, type of. So here we see, we get all this in what this looks like an array, right? Looks like an array. This is what an array looks like in every other language. Oh, it's type object. So actually not an array, it's an object. So now we go, okay, no problem. Why don't we turn this array into an object, right? Or, I'm sorry, this object into an array. Because like that seems like a reasonable operation, right? No problem. I'll convert this object into an array. It should be simple, right? And like any other language, you would say like whatever operator and then dot object, like to object or convert or run a for loop or whatever. Here's my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Watch this. Convert object to, and every freaking tutorial and thing on the web says the same thing. They go, oh, you want to make something? It's so simple. All you have to do is go const property values equals object values dot this object. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Let's try that. Object dot values equals object dot values, and then we'll say word bank dot word list, right? And then we go. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part, right? Because when we do this, we run this, and it's like, oh my god, it worked. Look at this expected output. John, like a string, the string John, comma, doe in the array, and that's what he wanted. That's the value. Oh my God, it worked. Look, it worked. It worked. We have a string array. Oh, wait a minute. It's still of type object. So all these people on the internet that tell you that this is how to do it, even like, this is my favorite one, this person right here that loves the emojis, right? She's like, she blogs about this, and she's all, hi, I'm ES 2017, and I grant you all your wish. You can now easily extract the values into an array with one method. She says the same thing. She goes, if you have an object called numbers, you can just take the object to values numbers. Look at that, it's an array. Oh my God, except it's not. It's of type object. What are we doing here? So now they're like, okay, you can destructure it. Okay, can you? So crazy. Okay. I don't want key value pairs, I just want the values. Object values into array. Like Mozilla docs say the same thing. They say if you have an object that has keys and it has values, you can just say object values. But it's not an array. It's not. We know it's not because we're doing the same thing. It's of type object. Like, these are people writing browser docs. It says it's an array. It's not an array. It's not. If it's structured, it does matter because the operations are different, actually. So like, you can't iterate over it the same way. You know what I mean? So like, if I say like, I guess here's where it matters, right? So if we say, so we should be able, like here we should be able to say console.log. Whoops. Word list. Bank word list. Hi. So if this were a true array, we should be able to iterate over it like that. And and we can. It says we can. Okay. So how come? Okay, so if that's the case, we can perform that operation there. Okay. Okay, might be onto something. So I send over the word list in the socket, wherever I send it over right here, word list. And we know that that's the right thing because it's assigned here. Okay, const word list. Okay, save that. Server restarts. Go back to the game. Okay. Okay. If this is a socket thing, that's fine. Maybe it's an actual bug. But we're going to find out. So up here, we're going to say the word list on the game side, on the client side, is of type array. I think we can. The anger I feel. The type of. Yeah, I think it doesn't. I think it doesn't know. I think it doesn't know what of type what it is, which is weird because it says of type object back there on the server, but I don't think it's of type object. That looks like of type array. But when we catch it here, the fuck is it? I'm like, okay. So when we catch it here, we should simply be able to assign, except we can't. We have to do a for loop, and that's fine. And we can say data.length and then and we know that that number's 25, right? That should be 25 if it's a true array, and we can check that with this console.log data.length. So that should be of value 25, right? Oops, avatars, localhost. 25. So we have a length. Arrays have lengths. Objects don't. So it lets me perform that operation. Okay. So now we should be able to iterate through this array that we just passed and say word list I dot push data I. Why not? Why shouldn't we be able to do that? Okay, let's check. Push of undefined. Oh, okay, because we don't want to iterate but we should be able to do this. We have null objects, null array. Like, okay, I get that it says type of there. Wait a minute, where are we at? Where are we at? Type of. I'm losing my mind here. Where are we at? Okay, so we have the array called word list. Why? I don't even think we have to assign it there, right? We can just do it here. Push of undefined. So I guess it has to be defined as an array in advance. Okay. Okay, so now we have, that looks like a good array, if you ask me, even though it says it's of type object. Okay. So in theory, we should be able to go down here and say word list I and populate the squares. Is it caching? Like what? What are we doing here? Like, okay. It says it has everything. Okay, it says it has everything, but it's an object, even though it has a length. So we can't even perform like a length operation on it if we wanted to. Like if we wanted to say word list.length, we can't because it's an object. Oh, wait, it's a 0. That's a length. But it's not of length 0. It's of length 25. It knows the length right there. It knows the length. But it says it's length 0. And this is frustrating. What if I restart the server? Is that like the problem? Maybe it's this nodemon thing? No. Okay, so it gets the words, and granted, these are like, I know it's working because they're new words every time. Like, look, the first word's bow, but if we refresh, we should get a whole new set of words. Wait, no, we should get a whole new set of words. Wait, if I restart the server, we should get a whole new set of words. They should be the same for the entire duration of the server thing. So right now, the first word is bow, and now the first word is play. Okay, so I know that that's working. I know it's getting them and sending them right. If I say wordlist.length up here, okay, so it's like not recognize. It's saying that it has 0 length, even though I have 25 words. So maybe the problem is how I'm copying the array, right? Okay, we'll say that that's my problem. So copy array JavaScript. Clone an array with the spread operator. We tried the spread operator. It didn't work, right? I'll show you what the spread operator looks like. It looks like this. You say word list equals data. That's a spread operator. Oops, don't have to do it like that. Sorry, no for loop. That's a clone. That's a cloned array according to freecodecamp.org. And we can check. No, doesn't work. We don't even have values like before. Even though that's how it says to do it. Numbers copy. Doesn't safely copy multi-dimensional arrays. This isn't a multi-dimensional array. What the hell is this? Push 300. This is a for loop, shallow copy, which we just tried. Except here it says to do the I thing, which doesn't seem like it's what is supposed to be done. But we'll see. It says straight copy. Okay. So it says for each one assign word this would be word list I is going to become equal to data I. Straight copy like that. Okay, and I get the array again. It says it's an array, but then when I log it down here, it says it has length 0 and is of type object. Is it because we do this operator on here? Is that the problem? No, because it says we have the array. This is the prototype for the array is 0. So that's a straight copy. We iterate through each one, we get them all, and then like let's look at this in Firefox too, because like Chrome is on crack, I suppose. Okay. So Firefox says this is an array. It says it's an array. It says length 25. But if you ask the engine what it is, it says it's of type object. This is something else, man. This is driving me crazy. This is a true array that I'm creating right now. Undefined. Test array. It says it's an array of 5, and these are the values. Length 5, prototype array. So if I say type of test array, it calls this array an object as well. So maybe JavaScript calls all arrays objects, right? Because I just made this array. It looks pretty much like this one, but it says it's an array and it has the same thing. So okay, so maybe in JavaScript, arrays are of type object actually with the prototype array, which would make sense. Considering that all things in the DOM and in JavaScript are objects, like kind of stupid, but maybe just fix the type of to. I guess if it's truly an object, I don't know. This needs to be explained better though. But that looks like what I have, right? This looks just like this. Okay. So if I say test array 0, I get my value, right? Which is fine. Okay, so we know that it's going to say object. That's fine. So I should now be able to say wordless 0 and get whatever the first word is, staff. Oh, it's restarting the server, so it's going to be something else. Undefined. How? How? I can print the list. That's the list. But then I can't access the first property in it. Undefined. That's crazy. I guess I'm gonna. I've spent enough time fiddling with this. I'm gonna have to like take some time and figure out exactly why like it looks, smells, and behaves like an array, but I can't access it like an array. So this is a silly problem. I thought I was going to be flowing along tonight, and instead I get stuck on this silly array problem. So I'll fix that, and then I'll stream again. So thanks to all of you that came and watched me get really frustrated with this silly thing. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.